Hey guys, how are you all doing? So today we are going to be making this two-piece set. So guys, this is going to be the easiest and well illustrated tutorial. Now let's get started. So we are going to be cutting the inner first. So I'm going to fold it to 2, then I fold by 2.5 inches. So this 2.5 inches we're going to be the slit and the zipper allowance for my back full cut. So now I'm going to minus my half cut, which is 16 inches. Then I'll get 25 inches to get my hip line. Then I'll get 35 inches for my knee. Then obviously I'm going to get my full length, which is 60 inches. So my client's waist is 30 inches. So 30 inches divided by 4, I got 7.5 inches. Then I added 2 inches seam allowance to it. So my hips is 41 inches. So 41 inches divided by 4, and I added 2 inches seam allowance to it. So my knee measurement, I'm going to be using my actual hips measurement without adding any allowance to it, which is 10.5 inches. So I'm going to connect on my choking. So now I'm going to connect my knee measurement to my hips measurement like so. Then I'll connect my hips measurement to my waist measurement like so. So now guys, this is it. So I'm going to cut it out. So after cutting it out, I'm going to use this back to cut my front full length. So now I'm going to share the back into 2. So now I've placed my back to cut my front. So I'm going to notch where my length stops. So now I'm going to be cutting the half cut of my back. So now I minused my 5 inches because my half cut is sleeveless. So I got 10 inches for my bust, then 16 inches for my waist. Then I added 1 inch for my seam allowance. So my bust is 38 inches. I folded into 4. I got 9.5 inches. Then I added 2 inches seam allowance. My shoulder is 14 inches. Yeah, I chopped my 14 inches. Then my waist is 30 inches. So divided by 4, I got 7.5 inches. Then I'll also add 2 inches seam allowance to it. So now I'm going to connect them. So I connected my waist to my bust. Then my bust, I'm going to connect it to my shoulder. And now I'm going to be trimming out my armhole. So this is how I connected my armhole from my shoulder. Now to get my neckline, so I'm going to be using 7 inches. That's 7 inches, including the 5 inch that I minused. So I'm going to connect my neckline from my armhole to my neckline. I'm going to connect it like so. So I'll cut it out. I'll share into 2. So I'll take it to my machine and sew. So this is me after sewing it, after placing my lining, taking my dart and fixing my zip. So this is the final finishing of my back innerwear. You can see my zip is neatly done. And the slits. And this is the length of my slits. So now I'm going to be cutting my bustier. So this is my 3 pieces that I cut out. Then I double gum my paper stay on them. So this is going to be the middle bustier. So I minused 5 inch, just like I minused from the back. I got my first cup measurement, 6.5 inches. Then I got my nipple cup measurement, which is 11 inches. Then I got my last cup measurement, which is 14 inches. Then I added 2 inches to extend it to get my half cut, plus 1 inches seam allowance. Then I'm going to be chalking my nipple to nipple, which is 4.5 inches. Then my last cup, which is my under bust cup, which is 3.5 inches. Then my first cup, which is my upper cup, which is 4 inches. So now I'm going to connect them like so. Connected my last cup to my nipple cup, from my nipple cup to my first cup. So I'm going to cut it out. I'm going to cut notch the middle point. So now I'm going to be using my middle cup to cut my 2 sides cup. So I'll take it to my machine, then I'm going to sew it. I'll join it like this. I'll bring it back to trim. So now I'm going to fold into 2 like this. Then after folding into 2, I'm going to place my back to trim this front. Reason because I want the both to be equal when I'm doing my final shaping. So I'm going to place it like this to get my same measurement of my armhole and same measurements of my waist. Now for my neck depth, I'm going to be minusing same 5 inches, then I'll dip in by 2 inches, making 7 inches. So this is how I'm going to be cutting my neck. Guys, this is it after coupling it. So I did a light padding on my bust here. So guys, after this I'm going to shaping it. So this is how I'm going to be cutting the net for my 2-piece. So I did it like this. I cut out my flare to get my length, then I trim out my neckline, trim out my armhole, then I did my hairline at the side of it. So after which I'm going to join my shoulders. So this is how I joined my shoulders. So after which I'm going to be turning the neck with this 1/2 inch folded Ankara pieces. So this is it guys after doing it. So you can see I've already done my buttonhole at the back of the net. I turn the neck neatly. So now guys, we are going to be fixing our sleeves. So I'm going to be fixing my net sleeve. So this is it. So from the midpoint of my sleeves, I'm going to be fixing it from the shoulder midpoint where I joined the shoulder. So I'm going to fix it like so. Now guys, after fixing my sleeves, I'm going to use my Ankara fabrics to extend the length of my sleeves. And I'm still going to use my Ankara fabrics to extend the length of the net. Now guys, we are done guys. This is it guys. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, share and subscribe. Bye guys.